Hey everybody, happy Wednesday night. See who we got in here already. Man, we got a lot of people. Hey John, Small Water Charters, Russell, MarWA Fishing, First Time Casting Adventures, Mike, Big Bake Posse, and Brian Green. Good to see you, buddy. And Gary's Fishtails. Hey Gary. We got a lot of updates to go over. A lot of fish got turned in. I know a lot of people are still holding fish, but we got quite a few fish. I'm not, as you can tell, I'm not at home. I'm on the road in California again. I'm in San Diego for work, but I carry my laptop with me. We can get this stuff done. So, if you haven't, I'll just tell you this. I'll tell us this about 10 times today. Saturday is the last day for the 3-week period. So Saturday at midnight, if you don't got 3 fish, you're out. So make sure you have your 3 fish in. Just in case they're coming in, Mr. Spaceman. Spaceman's got some good fish for Washington, I'm telling you. Good stuff. Hey, Nicole, good to see you. Good to see you. I'll give it a couple more minutes before we throw up the spreadsheet for the first time. But again, Saturday night, midnight, got to have all your fish in. A lot of you that are on here already have all your fish in, so you're just looking to see where you're at. So, but thanks for stopping by. I'm getting my email is blowing up, which is a good thing, right? With all the fish coming in. If you haven't seen, I sent out the advertisement or put out a video, I should say, for the smallmouth only tournament kicks off in August. So if you're interested in that, you do, Nicole, have to send me an email. I know a lot of you are in, fish a lot of the tournaments, but for the smallmouth one, I just can't include everybody because, like, John is not going to catch any smallmouth in Donkeyland. It's not deep enough. You can try, John. Yeah, Lindy is still holding. I knew she was. Hey, Mike from Dad Life Fishing Adventures. So, yeah, the smallmouth tournament will kick off in August after this tournament. So please do send me an email. I know, like, Bogley's already sent me one. Nicole's already sent me one. So if you're interested, I know, Spaceman, you're going to be interested in it. I'm sure there in Washington you've already turned in some nice smallmouth. And I know Mike at Big Bake Posse will be on that. So just make sure you send me an email that you're interested in the your email says 11:59 on the 21st. That's right. I'll give you midnight. How's that, Brian Green? I'll give you midnight. I'll give you a minute. It doesn't matter. You already turned your 3 fish in, Brian. So, yeah. Brian, I did get you. Yeah, I did see you wanted to enter the smallmouth tournament as well. So, let's go ahead. It's 3 minutes in. I'll give it a couple more minutes. I will tell you, got some big fish. I mean, I'll throw this spoiler out there. The 21st is Friday. That's right. That is right. Thank you. Thank you, Brian. It is. 21st is Friday. I'm sorry, guys. Friday night is the 21st. That's 3 weeks exactly. It's 3 weeks. Friday night at midnight. Thank you, Brian. Thanks for correcting me. I don't know why I was thinking Saturday. Mike, I just got your email that you went into the smallmouth tournament. Hey, John Bandy, thanks for stopping by. All right, let me go ahead and throw up the spreadsheet for the first time. Let me get my, let me get her up. Present. Share screen. I'm just going to show the top 20 for now. And here we go. You should be able to see that. And the top 20 right now, we got Nicole still in first place with 61 inches. Brian at 59. I mean, we got a lot in the 50s. And a lot of folks that's got fish to turn in as well. So this is just the top 20 as of right now. I got a lot of people with 1 fish that we could scroll through, but they know what they got. But as of right now, this is right here. Thomas Campos, I know he'll turn in another one, is where we're at. Nicole at 61. Brian, you're at 59. Now, as you all know, you got to catch the big ones in the next round. That's what matters. This just gets you in, right? And I think the biggest fish turned in so far, I think I got a 22 incher. Let me see. Yeah. Clyde Denny turned into 22. He hadn't turned in the rest of his fish. He turned into 22. That's going to be hard to catch a 23 and a 24-inch bass. So that's going to be a tough one to do. But, hey, if you can get it done, get it done. So I'll stop sharing here. There's where we're at. I'll throw this up again before the end of the episode. Oh, you got your hat and stickers? Thanks. Good, Spaceman. Glad to send them to you. And I got some others I'm going to send out. I'm stuck in San Diego until next Tuesday, so I won't be home till Virginia till Tuesday. When does the next round start? Saturday. Thanks, Brian, for correcting me. The next round starts on Saturday. Tomorrow night, I will send out everybody's participant code changes. Hey, Bogley, thanks for stopping in. So, hey, Russell Gardner, thanks for stopping in. I will send out the letter. Everyone's numbers stay the same. I'm going to send you the new letter to include for the second round. So right now, everybody has either a T11 or 1T1 or 11T. You have a T in there or a U, because I have so many participants in this one. It's a T or a U. I'll send out an email. If you have a T, your new letter will be whatever, right? And it will be whatever. So you keep your numbers the same and just change out your letters for the second period. And if you're wondering why we do that, it's because this is how we keep people from holding fish till the second period. So, because I don't tell anybody until right before the new period starts. So just make sure everybody look in your email. You will get a new letter for your code starting for Saturday. What's the date that you need 3? By Friday at midnight, the 21st at midnight. And I know you're probably on the big ones now, Brian. John, you caught a 22 the other day. I mean, you're in there. You need 22 and a 23, and you're good. I don't foresee. I'm pretty sure. Where in the world is Shane? San Diego? Yeah, I'm in San Diego. Unfortunately, I'm in here till Tuesday. I don't foresee. I think we're going to have plenty of folks max out this year. This is the second year we've done it. People learn the hard way on that. No, Brian, one will be 1 inch. Yeah, right, Brian. Just making sure everybody knows this. Your first fish in the second round has to be 1 inch bigger than your largest from the first round, right? And then your second fish, your fifth fish, has to be 1 inch bigger than your fourth fish, at a minimum of 1 inch. 22 is a 6-pounder. Yeah. I will tell you, John, I caught a 5-pounder the other day that was 22 inches long. So, I mean, you never can tell. That 9-pounder I caught the other day was 23 3/4. So, I mean, you never know. Yeah. So, just all you can do is, as I always say, get out there and cast your arm off. Just making sure I got everyone. I'm going to look at the spreadsheet right now. Nicole's got to come in with a 21.5 for her start. And then Brian, Brian, you put in a 21. Woo! You got to have a 22 and a 23. Go big or go home, I think that's what you put in your email. You caught a 7-pounder, 21.5. And Brian, I'll tell you, if you're going to go after Mooney bass, the Mooney bass are fat and not long. You might want to think about that. It's going to be hard to get it. I think it's going to be tough to get a 23 incher out of Mooney, but you can do it. I know there's in there. Yeah, Russell, that 9-pounder was fat. It was really fat. But that's one of those fortunate days when you get out there and you get an 8 and a 9. Dell has them, yeah. I know you got some big ones there, Nicole. I seen some ones you pulled out last year. So I know someone's going to get into some big ones for sure. Let me throw the link up if anybody wants to jump up. Anybody wants to join me? There's the link. You can just click on it and join me. I'll pull you up if you want to jump in. Yeah, John, I'll tell you. I went out on Monday before I got on a plane to come out here to San Diego. Took a day off, and I caught about 25 bass, but they're all just 2-pounders. I mean, it was tough. I couldn't get any big ones to bite, and the bite gets tough when it gets real hot. I don't care if it's Florida, Virginia, or wherever. When it gets hot and they get deep, I mean, they bite, but it's hard to get the big ones to bite. You got to bring your A game, Brian. Brian, you don't bring nothing but your A game. I see you out there fishing. I'm sure that you will. I'm sure you'll find a way to get them. Water's in the mid-90s. Man, that's like the fish you got to feel like they're swimming in soup, especially at Donkey Land, John. I seen you and Lindia went to Okeechobee. That's the first time I've seen you at Okeechobee. I know you've been doing it in the past, but recently you're going to Okeechobee. Is that because of the water temperature, or you just want to do something different? Let's make sure I got everybody in here. Yep, there is definitely work to do. Everybody's got to get some fish in for sure. Russell, you can cook crabs in that water. That is pretty true. I mean, that's Donkey Land is in the 90s. Okay. The early bite on the outside edge has been good on the Big O. Okay. Hey, Spaceman, what is your water temperature up there in Washington? You don't get that. I mean, I know you get hot from time to time, but you don't get sustained like in Virginia. We're in the mid-90s, low to mid-90s now, consistently, and the water's in the 86, 87. Bass Hunter, I did get your 3. I just got your email. Wait, I got more than one Bass Hunter. Hold on. Brian, did you just send me an email, or is it another Bass Hunter? Because I got Brian Green. I got your 59-inch in there, but I just got an email from Bass Hunter. Let me get my phone out. Hey, Nick, thanks for stopping by. No, this is not. Okay, you just resent them. Okay. Yeah, Bass Hunter, the other Bass Hunter. I did not get them. I will get them on the list as soon as I get in my email box. So, oh, there it is. I got them. Huh, I did see these. I don't know why I didn't get them in the list. I'll get them on the list right now while we're sitting here, and I'll redo it. Sorry about that. I'm glad Mike Kinnick, that's your name. 17. Woo, these are nice smallmouth. Mike, Bass Hunter, Mike Kinnick, the Bass Hunter. I hope that you are going to enter the smallmouth tournament. All right, we got you in there now. And I will redo the list here. Sorry about that. I'm glad you email me. Make sure I stay on track. Thomas, you got a 24-incher, 8 pounds. No way that one's going to first. No. Hey, Nicole Miller. I'll throw up the spreadsheet here again in just a few minutes for you guys. That is a big fish, Thomas. Nick, I hear you. That water is warm and it's hot and it's hard to get them big ones to bite. It is. You got to get deep. I mean, if you're, I don't know what area you're fishing in, Nick, but if you're not fishing in the 15, if like in Virginia, I'm fishing 15 to 25 feet. And that's where I'm catching now. And, I know, John, if Donkin Land is full pull, it may be just over your head in the deepest part. I know the channel's deep, but most of Donkin Land's 4 foot long, 3-4 foot deep. Yeah, 6 footage. There you go. Just like I said, just over your head. Well, Nick, that's the kicker. And that's what I was just mentioning before you jumped in is you can catch a lot of 12, 14, 15-inch bass. I think I caught 25 bass on Monday. All of them were 2-pounders. I could swear they're the same ones. First time, did you get my 3? First time casting adventures? If I did not, go ahead and resend them. First time, I think I did, though. I thought you were on the list. Go ahead and resend them just to make sure. Hey, Lindia, thanks for stopping by. You made it. Did I win? Lindia, you've already won this year. You are the Big Bass champion. So, but I do need to see 3 fish from you. You got till Friday at midnight. And again, thanks, Brian, for correcting me on the 21st is Friday. So Saturday starts round 2, folks. So Friday at midnight, I need all your fish in. And most of you on here, with the exception of Lindia, Thomas, you owe me 1 bass. I've only got 2, unless I've missed one. You got to throw me in another bass. John, Chris Bogley, I think you owe me 1 more. So let me throw up the spreadsheet now that I redid it again. And let's just go do that. Present. Share screen. Here we go. All right. Mike, there you are right there. I think that's what I got you at 17, 18, and 17 is what I've seen on your pictures. I'll double check once we get off the air, but I think I've seen 17 and 18 and a 17. Yeah, that's what I see. Nice smallmouth, by the way. So there we are, folks. And if you don't see your fish, go ahead and resend your email. I went through my email pretty close. I will tell you, sometimes if you send me the email, this is what's happened in the past. It gets hung up because the pictures are too large. So just double check. So Thomas, I need 1 from you, and Chris Bogley, I'm looking for 1 for you. And then as you scroll down here, we got a lot of folks that are just 1 fish. I didn't sort the 1 fish ones, all of them. So there's where we're at. That's where we're at. Hey, Ladybug, Tina Ladybug, thanks for stopping in. Hey, Jay Mixon, thanks for stopping in as well. You don't have Jay Mixon. You don't have deep water in Virginia Beach. Come up my way. I'll take you fishing. I got deep water. I ain't gonna promise you a big bass, but I promise you we'll catch a bass. Oh, in the back, but yeah, they get thick yeah, I got you in the back bay. I'm sure they get thick in there, but you get best thing to do is deep water if you can find any. If you don't have any, you got to get on some structure, obviously. So Jimbo Slice, you need to, yes, I need to see your 3. So make sure you submit them. Yeah, I've heard a lot of things, Jay Mixon, about that area down there. It used to be really good down in Virginia Beach, and it kind of went off, and now it's coming back. Oh, Lindia, you broke your. Hey, Kurt, welcome back. You broke your favorite rod. Interesting. Linda, you got plenty of rods. I mean, most of us that's on sitting here, me sitting here, and most of you here are not. We're probably rod poor. Plenty of fishing rods. Kurt, your big bass are 20. Yeah, I got you. I understand. You know, you gotta turn in what you can turn in if that's what you got. Clyde Demery, I just got yours. All right, I'll double check. Clyde, thanks for. I did not get your first. Yeah, it showed that it came. Huh. I'll get them in there, Clyde. I would make sure I got them and get them in there. That's why I do these lives. I just want to make sure I get everybody. And before I do any finalizing, I go through all my emails. I don't delete any emails until after the tournament. And then I just double, triple check. I was going to ask Lindy how you broke that rod, but I see John says you're snatching one out of the grass. Spaceman, you have a Berkeley Cherrywood and a Kona SSC light, $100 setup. There's nothing. There's not. I'm a firm believer you can have some of the most expensive equipment in the business, and it's not going to make a difference. Fishing, get fish with what you're comfortable with, and a can afford and comfortable with. I tell you, I think my rod and reel setups are, right around $300 a pop, and I could do more if I wanted to, but don't need to. They work just fine. It's what you feel comfortable with. That's what I got it, Clyde. I got them. Thank you. I will make sure to get those in there. I'll throw up, if anybody wants to jump in here one more time, I'll throw back up there. Up in here with me. Just trying to think. So Friday night, close the business. You'll get your email, everybody, that if you didn't hear this, if you just jumped in, your participant code will change for everything that you turn in from Saturday on. I will send you the email late tomorrow afternoon. You'd only have to change the letter. Your numbers stay the same. So if you're a T, it's going to be you change the T out to the letter that I send it out. If it's a U, some of you have U, you change it, just change out the letter, not the number. Same way we did it last year. That's right, Brian. You don't need pricey gear. Now, don't get me wrong. If you buy cheap gear, there's some of that Chinese crap that they sell. It's crap. The stuff you get off Amazon, and you can't even reel a fish in with it. Can you send a video and have it displayed? Sure. You can send me a video. A lot of you do send me videos. Like you'll send me a video of your fish and say this is, T11, catch 2, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. Yeah, you don't need fancy gear to catch bass. $100, long as it works, right? But you just got to be careful. Some of that stuff, some of the stuff that you have out there is, especially stuff that I see on Amazon. I've heard a lot of people say, don't buy this, don't buy that. The reels strip out, the gear strip out. But for the most part, you can get a decent rod and reel setup for $100 and you're fine. Yeah, the big bass will break the flimsy stuff. Now, if you're fishing heavy cover, like if you're down at like Donkey Land, Lindy, you guys, that grass is heavy. You can break a rod. Obviously, you did break a rod. Yeah, that's right, Nicole. Get the right line and your right drag setup, and you can land anything. The big bass that I caught, the episode I put out the other day, with the 8 and 9 pounder, that's 12-pound test line on a medium rod. That was a medium rod. Yeah, Russell, that is awesome. You told me that last week, and you got the grandkids out there. You got 2 grandkids snatching 19s and 20s, and they're 8, 9 years old. That's just awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I was fortunate. My dad put me in the boat when I was 5, and that's why I love fishing now. And I can't get my granddaughter at 7. I can get her in the boat for like 10 minutes, and that's it, because she's just not into it. Hey, Rodney, thanks. Thanks for stopping by. You're welcome. We're going to continue having these tournaments. Everybody enjoys them, and the sponsors love sponsoring. Yeah, I got you, Russell. Yeah, I've got they. You've seen their names up there, right? They're in there. You're really into light tackle, but you know I love fishing light tackle from time to time, Spaceman. But it's that one bass that snaps that 4-pound test line that you're like, ooh, that was a big one. So I'll go light as I can. You know, I fish 8, 10-pound test line on some of my rods, but 12 is what I really do, what I typically do. 65-pound braid is pretty heavy. Lindy, you can pull your boat around with 65-pound braid. Yeah, I mean, that's heavy. Yeah, I typically, Nicole, I usually 12, 14, 16. 16's on my spinnerbait rod. 14 on some of my my worm rod, my heavier worm rod, and then 12 on my jigs. My hair jig now I got 14 on, but yeah, 12, 14, 16 is what I usually fish with. 10 on my drop shot rod, what I got on my drop shot rod now. I don't do a leader. Brian Green, the bass hunter, I know you do a leader. And you can't, and Brian, you're right. The lakes that we fish in Virginia, Mooney, man, you can see 12, 14, 16 feet. And I've proven this out on the water when it's calm and the water's calm. And if I throw braid, the fish see the braid. Unless it's on top water, that braid they can see. You have to use fluorocarbon in Virginia. They do see the line. Kurt says, I have 3 small bass for you, but for Friday night. Sunday, I'm hoping to go get my trophy bass. That's fine. That's all good. Just got to get to the brown too, right? Yep, Nick, I got you. You got 3 weeks, guys. You got 3 weeks to land 2 big bass. That's why I do it this way, right? You know, that gives you plenty of time. 8 to 10 pound fluorocarbon for my Texas rig is, but yeah, I 14 usually 12 or 14 on my Texas rig is what I throw. Here's a question for I'm just curious. How many rods, if you're fishing from a boat or a kayak, how many rods, okay, from a boat, a kayak, or if you're a bank fisherman, how many rods do you take out with you on average? I know how many I take out. I'm curious. I know John, Lindy, I don't think you guys, I know you got some guide rods in the boat. Carlos Maldonado takes out 5, and Carlos, I think you're on a kayak. And Brian Green 9, Russell 2, Big Bait Posse 7. Man, that's a lot on that kayak. 7 and 9, 6 on the bank, 3 on the boat, 4 on average. Russell, come on now. I seen the back of your vehicle. Russell has some rods. Okay. John says he uses 1, but 5 extra in a box. And I know I've fished with John and Lindy. I know they use 1 probably all day. Chris, I know you got a small Pelican boat and you're limited. Chris, 4 or 5. Gary, 11. Nicole Miller, 1. Okay. And when me and Gary fish on tournaments together, we got a lot of rods. Because I usually typically bring 5 with me when I come down to Gary's. 3, Thomas Campo, 7. 2 spinning, 3 casting. That's about right. I'm thinking, you know, I have 9 bait casters. If you ever go, oh, no, talking to Gary. I carry 9 bait casters on my deck. You probably see those in my videos. They're kind of laid out over my tackle box. and I got 3 spinning rods. So I have 12 rods in the boat. I just leave I rarely use all 12. Never have I used all 12. I'll just say it that way. But I just don't change out my rods. When I come back home, I put covers on them. I park the boat in a safe place, and I just, they're there and they're ready to go for the next time. But yeah, I have 12 on the boat. Probably only fish 4 or 5. Yeah, I know, John, I know you guys all fish spinning rods. Hey, Chris Shelton, thanks for stopping by. Whenever you get your fish, Chris, you just got to get them in by Friday night at midnight, 21st at midnight. 3 in the yak, Chris Shelton says. You guys are talking about Gary's area up there for red fishing. Gary's got some good red fishing up in that area. Gary, what lake chain were you fishing brackish water? I saw in one of your videos that you were catching bass and redfish in the same area. That's like the perfect setup if you can go out and fish for redfish and bass in the same area. Wish I could send a pic for what I'm bringing, mostly in the car. Longest rod 10 foot, but broke down to 2 8-foots. Okay. Okay, so Spaceman, you carry, it sounds like 3 or 4. So it sounds like the average, folks, is about 3 to 5. A few of us have more. I know, Russell says, my wife asked why I have so many rods. Want to say for the same reason you have so many shoes. You don't say that, though, do you, Russell? I don't care. My wife doesn't say anything about my fishing stuff. Okay, Gary's talking there. The Bay areas he fishes have bass, reds, and trout, and flounder. And that's and there. Gary's up there in Panama City area in Florida. Yeah, Russell, nope. I know you don't. When an Amazon box shows up on the front porch for my wife, I don't say nothing. And when a Omnia box shows up with fishing stuff on the front porch, she doesn't say nothing. So I just leave it at that. Lindia. Hey, Ted, thanks for stopping by. I think we're all guilty. And unfortunately, Marty Lawson usually is on here. His wife is in the hospital. We're thinking about you, Marty. I know you'll watch this later, but he and I have talked about the disease of having too much tackle and too many rods and reels. So we all suffer from that a little bit. Hey, Ted, I'm fixing to throw up the spreadsheet one more time. I know Theo probably is curious to see his name up there, but it's up there. So let me go ahead and go through, since Ted popped in. I know a few other folks have popped in. I'll go ahead and throw the spreadsheet up one more time. Share my screen here. Here we go. This is where we're at. So there's Ted, there's Theo right down there. And if I'm not mistaken, Ted, you're right above him right there. So these are where we're at. The yellow is the current totals. This is our top 20 right now. Top 20. And I know a lot of folks are still turning in fish, so no worries. Friday night, midnight. I'll stop sharing there. If only my wife knew how much I spend on gear. She thinks I fish with $20 combos from Walmart. Don't tell her. I'm not telling you to do anything wrong. She don't ask. You don't have to tell her, right? Kurt Hellman said that's what the bank got 8 rods set up for the bass boat. Okay. Yeah, I get you. When it's tournament time, it's different animal. I want to say the last tournament I fished was electric only. Me and bass hunter Brian Green fished it. Brian, how many rods did you bring? I had a dozen in the boat. You probably had 10. We had 22 rods, and we had rods everywhere. And I only got a 16-foot boat. My electric only boat's only 16 foot wide. It's 60 inches wide, but we had rods everywhere. So you just got a GoPro 7. I know if I read something for you guys that are, Brian's like, yep. For everyone that uses GoPro, I heard that GoPro 8, they're going to end the life support on GoPro 8, or they're, because of the batteries and things of that nature. So something to think about if you got GoPro 8. Nick says, I'm going to have way too much when this new Academy Sports. Yeah, Nick, I don't need a tackle store close to me. Omnia is too close to me, by the way. So Nicole says batteries. Yeah, the batteries suck. I don't use batteries. I don't need GoPro batteries. I plug them in direct into my USB ports. I got USB ports throughout my boat. Or something that Gary has started me on is I bought one, he bought one too. Have a 40,000 milliamp battery charger, and just plug your GoPro direct into that, and it won't overheat. That works real well. I think John and Linda, don't you do the same thing? You plug in your GoPro to a battery pack in your pocket, if I remember correctly. Those GoPro batteries, they stink. So yeah, you use external battery packs with the GoPro. That's the way to do it. I like to plug mine in direct into the boat. I got all my accessories on an accessory battery, so it works out real good. John says he's a big fan of Duckett rods. Don't have any Duckett rods. I thought, is Duckett, who makes Favorite rods? I thought Duckett and Favorite were some, you have a 20,000 milliamp. Yeah. Your wife thinks spinnerbaits are rear rings for her. That's some BS right there, Brian. I know better. Yeah. Russell, yeah, I know you use an external as well. Favorite makes Favorite rods, so they're made by their own company. Okay. Lamiglass, I've heard good things about Lamiglass. I use Halo. I specifically use Halo rods. American Bait Works has been in conversation with me about sponsorship, so I'm going to stick with them, and hopefully they do sponsor a tournament next year. So to have a family member see all 16 poles I have right now, they asked if I got enough poles without a beat. I said no. Without missing a beat, he said no. Yeah. Kurt, you can't throw all 16 in a day. I just can't imagine that you get through all 16. Brian, that's St. Croix rods. Everybody likes. There's a lot of folks that like St. Croix. I was a big St. Croix fan, but I think their quality has went down a little bit over the years. But they're good. Don't get me wrong. But everybody's like I said earlier, it doesn't matter how much you spend on a rod and reel, it's if you're comfortable with it. And if you believe in that, I'm a big believer. Here's the link if anybody wants to jump in. I'm a big believer in not only lose are good. Yeah. I'm a big believer. If you believe you got a good rod and reel and you're comfortable with that rod and reel, it's going to help you catch more fish, right? It's a mental state, right? You got to be in that mental goodness with your equipment. Helps you focus more on fishing versus worrying about your equipment. If you're out there casting and you're backlashing every 10th time or something like that, you need to really think about your equipment setup. Every time you backlash takes cast away from catching bass. Okay, Kurt, you got a lot of river fishing. Ted agrees. If you have confidence in your equipment, whenever, it's all good. And that's it. You gotta be have confidence. All right, Gary, thanks for stopping by. I'm fixing to cut her here. I'm going to throw out the spreadsheet one more time for everybody. Had to do my sponsor plug. Shop at Omnia Fishing. Get 15% off. SFO 2023 at checkout. Check, done. Now, for the tournament, please get all your fish in by Friday night at midnight, the 21st at midnight. You will get an email tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, with the new letter for your participant code. Again, you only have to change out the letter. Your numbers stay the same. So if you're 1T1 or T11 or 11T or U, whatever your letter is, you just leave your numbers the same and change out the letter. So let's throw that spreadsheet out one more time. I am going to go get some food. Like I said, I'm stuck here in California for the next few days. Present the spreadsheet. Bingo. Last time. There we go. I am looking forward to the second round, but I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody throw the fish in for the first round. It's going to be tight. It's going to be a good tournament. It is wide open. Anyone can win it. All right, folks, good night. Thanks for stopping by. We will have a live next Wednesday. I will be back in Virginia. I fly in on Tuesday after Tuesday night, so I'll be back in Virginia next week. I need to get out a video, my traveling tackle bag video. And Ted, I didn't get the traveling tackle bag mailed out. I'll get it to you as soon as I get back. So, hey, everybody, thanks for stopping by. Tight lines, good luck fishing, and have fun out there. And make sure you get those fish in if you haven't got them in by Friday night. Have a good night, everybody.